Do you know that you were created for success? Do you know at your core? Do you know that you know that you know that you were created for success? If you don't, that's hindering you right now. You have to know that you were created for prosperity, to make a lot of money so you can give more, be more, do more. You have to know that you were created to have a perfect body and not have disease and issues and problems. If you don't know that, then you might be struggling. We have to look around, and even if we just look around at nature itself, we can say, here's what God has done. He made animals to produce what? More animals. Not just one more animal, but many more animals. Human beings were made to produce other human beings. It's built into our DNA. You can look at an apple tree. An apple tree is what? It is created to produce more apples. And in each apple are more seeds, which are created to produce more apple trees, which have a lot of apples that have more seeds. If you really start paying attention, it's like everything. That's how God made it. Everything is made to produce more, to succeed. If you look at even the parable in the Bible, and one of the parables I should say, but about talents. So what does God say about talents? And here's the story. The story goes, he gave some talents to 3 different people. One of them had great abilities, one had okay abilities, and one was kind of just starting out. Well, he gave each one, according to their abilities, a certain amount of talents, or money in that case, so they could go invest it, do things with it. The first one went out, he did things with it, he doubled it. You know what God said, or in this training, what's in the Bible? What the master said, you have done well, you good and faithful servant. And then he said, give more to him. You did great with what you have, so we're going to entrust to you more. And you know what he also said? He went to the one that wasn't given quite as much, and he doubled what he had. And you know what? He said, well done, good and faithful servant. And what you've done with, right now you've done well with what I gave you, I'm going to give you more. But you know what happened to the one that said, I'm afraid that I might lose it. I'm not really great at business. I don't know what I'm doing. So he buried it. He said, I'm just going to give it back to my master. And when he gave it back to him, with no interest, with no nothing, you know what he said? You wicked and lazy servant. And you know why he said that? He said, basically, why he said it is because we're designed to produce. And you know what? He took it away from him and he gave it to the one that had more, the one that had the most. And a lot of people say that's not right. You should be more fair. But is it fair to give something to someone that's not going to do anything with it? No, we were made to produce. You were, I was. We're made for success. You have to know it at your core. So if you get this deep inside of you, it's going to change everything. So then what do you need to be thinking about after that? You have to say, how then do I become successful? How do I change that? If I have this image and now I know that I was made for more, I was made to produce, I'm made to grow, how do you get yourself to do it? First off, you have to decide, what am I going to be growing in? What does success look like to me? Success for you is different than everyone else on the planet. It's going to look a little bit different. You have to get clear on that. But then you have to do things like the Bible, like I just said. You meditate on those scriptures. You start thinking about really the environment, the entire universe. You look at how God created everything to grow. You start mulling that over, and that's what meditate means. Thinking about it, dwelling on it. You start feeding your mind with really good stuff. You start listening to people that know how to grow, that tell you you were meant for a lot. You start feeding that into yourself and you'll start growing more. That's how you feed yourself. But the very first thing, you have to know that you know that you know that you were made for success. If you don't know that, then you're probably not going to be feeding all the good in. You're probably not going to be hanging out with people that are growing and wanting to grow and wanting to get better. You're probably going to be struggling. But when you know it, then the natural things start happening. So I challenge you today to meditate, to think about You were made for success. You were made to prosper. You were made for perfect health. You were made for great relationships. You were made to succeed in every aspect of life. That's just in your DNA. And I want you to think about one last thing. Just the fact that you're here proves that you were made for success. You're already a winner. Think about all the things like, and just all the eggs that a woman produces and the sperm that a man produces that goes in and it creates a person. Do you know what? You're the winner. You're the one that out of all of those other things won. You were designed for success. You're already succeeding. But if you get that at the core and you say, wow, I really am a winner. I'm designed to produce more and even do more and be more, you will be more. So we're going to wrap it up on this training, but I want you to dwell on that. Think about you were made for success. I hope you've enjoyed this, and as always, remember to expect success. Thanks.